Hey y'all, it's Kadisha. I'm back with another video. I wanted to say protect your gates, like protect your gates. And I had to say this because I was watching a movie. I don't even remember the name of the movie that I was watching, but it was so hypocritical, I would have to say, in a way. That's how I felt because, okay, and you'll probably know the movie, but it's probably multiple movies that show that nowadays. I don't know. But it was this movie where this lady, she was like promoting marriage, and she was married. She had this book about marriage, finding your soulmate, all this type of thing. And then by the end of the movie, and she was getting a divorce, and then she wrote a book on divorce, and she started promoting divorce. And it was just like, lady, you are trying to sell your story. And the way they did it, they didn't go into detail about it, but it just, okay, I'm not saying that we don't make mistakes. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that everything that we thought was right 10 years ago is the same we think is right 10 years now. I mean, 10 years later. I'm not saying that. But the way they did it, it was just like, oh no, I'm like, I should be prepared. I come on here and try to make a video, but I hope you can get what I'm saying. It's just like, on one hand, she's saying, oh yeah, I marriage this, marriage that, but then as soon as you get a divorce, it's like you flip flop. And not to say like, okay, yeah, I made a mistake in this, but it's just like you have just totally switched your story. Like, you don't believe in marriage anymore. And it's just like kind of like selling, it's almost like selling false hope in a sense, because just because you get a divorce, maybe you don't want to get married again, that's okay, but it's not okay to like promote that, say like, oh yeah, divorce is fine, this and this. And it's just like, no, we're not saying that people won't go through a divorce. We're not saying that, basically we're not saying that divorce is just such a bad thing, because of course if someone is doing something to you that they should not be doing, then yeah, we need to dissolve this if we can't, talk about it. And I'm saying words, I guess, kind of like not saying words because I don't want to flag or anything on the video, but it's just like, we know the grounds for divorce, and most time people say irreconcilable differences, which is fine. But I'm just saying how that story promoted marriage in the beginning of the story, and then in the beginning of the movie, then by the end of the movie you're promoting divorce. And so it's just like, we have to be very careful with that, because I was talking to an individual yesterday, and it was actually I feel like it was a very I want to say intelligent conversation, but he was just saying how people are so impressionable, and we don't realize sometimes the influence we have, especially people who have like a really big platform, like celebrities, pastors, things of that nature. And we don't realize like the things that we say, people can twist it and start doing it. And not to say that you should have power over people, that's not what I'm saying, but it's just like, when you're in that place of influence, you really have to be careful, because of course the Lord said, too much is given, much is required. So it's like, yeah, if you are leading somebody down a path, like, you're going to get like a bigger punishment if it goes against what God is saying. And I just wanted to kind of shed light on that, because I looked at the story, and of course I didn't, because some people are not impressionable in that way. Like, I'm impressionable probably in other ways, but in that, like, that by saying that didn't make me want to say, oh yeah, I would totally support divorce in my case. Like, hey, I'm going to be very careful with who I marry, and I'm going to be prayerful, in that case. And not to say that people who go through divorce are not, but it's just, for me, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I was not led by that person doing that, saying, oh yeah, this is fine. But I'm just saying, like, we really have to be careful, because we don't realize the influence that the things that we watch have over us. And I'm very select with the things that I do watch, and I realize, like, if that goes against what I believe, then like, I have to stop watching it. I have to quit watching it, because the more I watch it, the more and more what's the word, oh my goodness, desensitized, there we go, the more desensitized I become to that situation. And the next thing I know, I'm double-minded, and I don't know which way. When in the beginning I thought a certain way, but after watching something and continuing to allow that stuff to go into me, that I'm now don't know which way to go. And so I just wanted to shed light on that, because of course it's a movie, it's a script, but we are led by so much reality TV, or just TV period, that we really need to be careful with the things that we're allowing to go into our gates, and making sure it's not influencing us to do things that are totally against what we would ever do before watching that. So I hope this video actually opens your eyes to see what you're watching, and hopefully make an impact, and make sure that you're watching things that are going to benefit your life for the good, and not take you down a path that's not for you. So yeah, until next time, like I always say, sea cambio que quieres ver en otros. Sea cambio que quieres ver en otros. Until next time, bye.